As much as the game's about what a team does, there are the individual awards. What's the swim mean to you?
Yeah, as I mentioned in the speech, Michelangelo, it's when teams have good years, and you saw it with us this year, we had a really successful season of footy. Guys always get individual awards, which do mean a lot to guys, but the ultimate goal is, as I mentioned, is we play just to win premierships, and that's the goal, and that's what we failed this year. So that's the sole reason I play footy, and that's what drives me to play football too. So it'll certainly be an off-season again of focusing in on how we can best do that next year.
The notion of going from good to great, what do you think is needed at Adelaide to do that?
I think our stuff throughout the season was really consistent. When we played poor games, we still only lost them by very minimal of margins. So look, I think it's just a bit about, as Pikey mentioned in the presser after the Sydney game, a bit about some work around the contest in big games like that Sydney game. And again, just probably keep working on our ball use and team defence. So I suppose that's all aspects of footy almost I just covered there, haven't I?
Looking back, so much was asked of you because of, dare I mention his name, Patrick left, and so much was going to be asked of you in the midfield. How much did that challenge you, or how much do you think you got over that challenge of giving more and more in the midfield?
Oh, it honestly doesn't change a thing you do. I mean, guys come and go from each club every year, and as harsh as it may sound, is you get a week or two into pre-season, you forget about the guys that are left. So, and as Scott Campriali's always been big on, our midfield's never been based on one guy performing. It's about everyone coming in, playing their role. And if you go back and look at all the really good games of footy we played this year, that's when we played our best footy, and all the mids were just everyone chips in, plays their role, and just gets it done for the team.
Being one of the leaders of that midfield, though, have you felt any pressure in stepping up to that level?
As I mentioned, not at all. There's no pressure for it at all. It's just about going out there and playing to your strengths, and I felt I've done that. But the next step for me is to really help and fast track some of our younger guys who have all taken massive steps forward this year. I mean, guys like you got Rory Atkins, big step forward. Kamal Sharman didn't play much senior footy, but played some great SANFL footy and is ready to go. Matty Crouch, Brad Crouch, these guys that all played pivotal roles for us, and Jared Lyons as well, who saw had a career best year.
You've been there and thereabouts in almost every single award this year so far. What is it about your year that you think has stood out and made you stand out to the coaches, especially here at the Crows tonight?
I'm not really sure. I mean, all I look to do is just go in there and play my role for the team and do what the team needs me. And yeah, that's what I focus on, and that's probably what I think has helped me throughout the year.
So it's as much about your tackling pressure and stuff, I guess, that it is about your clearance work and your goals and all that kind of stuff. It's the full game kind of compliment.
Absolutely. I mean, the tackling pressure and that kind of thing I find drives my game. If I'm doing that, then I'm involved more, and the rest of it will follow after that.
And how did you stand up to the pressure of being the leader of this midfield this year?
Oh, again, I don't think it was really chucked upon me at all. It was just about going out there and doing what I can do for the team. And then, I mean, we've got guys like, Scotty Thompson's been there for so long, and I really hope he goes around again next year, because he's a pivotal leader of our midfield group. We've also got Sam Jacobs, Richie Douglas. These guys are in the leadership group that help out as well. So in terms of midfield group, we've got strong leaders throughout there.
How much
in the last couple
of
so I was going to say, with this midfield group though, Rory, there's been a bit of talk about obviously improving, whether it's through the draft or maybe even a trade. Do you think there's enough depth in the midfield group in here at the moment, or does it come in to go outside and look at other clubs and players?
No, absolutely. I think there's easily enough depth. I mean, I think media creates a bit of pressure at different games throughout the year, and unfortunately we got our colours lowered against Sydney as probably a midfield group on the weekend, and that's probably where all this stems from. But again, when we all chip in and play our role as a group, I mean, you've seen some of our best wins throughout the year, and we beat Sydney at home, which was a great win for us earlier on in the year too. So we certainly got the guys there. It's now about making sure we play so consistent as a whole whole group and as a whole team.
Eddie was talking on radio earlier in the week about maybe moving, Charlie Cameron and Wade Miller and maybe put them on the wings to add a bit of pace. Do you think that's maybe a good spot to start next year?
Oh, I mean, this is probably the best thing at the moment. We've got so many younger guys who have taken that next step up, and we'll constantly put more pressure on to go to that next level. I mean, Rory Atkins has stood up massively on a wing. Charlie Cameron's final, I thought, one of his best games for the year, and he showed what he can do on a wing too. So we're very lucky. We've got a lot of depth, and unfortunately, there's a lot of guys in our SANFL team that didn't get to play some footy this year. So again, yeah, we've got guys there that are ready, and if we keep training hard, we keep improving our game style and those aspects before that I mentioned, I think we'll give it another crack next year.
You won't be personally talking to guys from other clubs, a bit of a sales pitch and get them across to Adelaide? Or?
No, only if it's needed of me, I'll say, but that's all.
Well, you have a honeymoon, so...
A honeymoon?
I'm getting married.
Yeah, I'll absolutely have a honeymoon, of course.
Well, now, sorry, last one. But now that you're getting married, how much do you feel like you've matured this year and leading this group?
I still feel 21. That's all. I don't know. I honestly, not that young, but you always do feel young, and I suppose that's the group that we're around with. Myself, Tex, Tales are starting to become the senior players of this group, and there's a time we've really got to take responsibility in driving this group to where we want to get to. So that's certainly going to be a big focus for us in the next couple of years, because everyone else is, except for a couple of outliers like Eddie, Tomo, there's only a couple of guys that are above us, but we've got to drive these guys to get to the next level, and so we can make finals and win finals and win the ultimate goal.